All right, y'all. This live is gonna be real quick and to the point. Well, not kind of quick. I'm gonna try to make it quick because my next one I'm actually gonna do the story time and let y'all know what all this transpired and what all this is about. But just the title is pretty much saying, "Hey, Jesus loves you too." I don't know what she's talking about, survey. But anyway, this is. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hi, Opa. Hi. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But today I'm not going to deep dive into what I'm getting into. I will on my next live or my next video. But women in drama, y'all. Um this all stemmed from um well, if I tell you what it stemmed from, I'm gonna have to go deep, deep, deep dive, right? But why do women always have to have drama amongst themselves? When I deal with groups of men, I don't get the extra drama. But when it's women, what? Grow up. Um, my size, please grow up. But women with drama is just like ridiculous. Like every little thing is an issue. Now, two girls, um, two influencers had got into a situation, right? And one was, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. One of the influencers said the other one was like a person that always was a victim, right? And we all know people that always is a victim. Everything is always drama filled, drama related, having something to do with drama, right? And then the other one, um, the one that she called the drama girl, the other one called her like she uses people, right? So we all have that friend that is a drama filled and a friend that uses people, right? Well, I don't. I don't know if it's, and that's gonna be my next live. I don't know if it's a thing that you need to have. That if you don't have, if you have a lot of friends, you're a good person, or if you don't have a lot of friends, you're a good person. I don't know. I don't know the ish. I don't know. Hold on, let me answer that real quick, y'all. So, oh, they left. What you mean? I need to find a new way of doing lives. I do talk to the chat. On most of my lives, I talk to the chat. The question is that I was going to ask the chat is, when it comes to women with drama, do you have, if you have a lot of friends, does that make you a good person? Or if you have little friends, does that make you a good person? Like I'm torn because I feel that people that seem like they have groups and groups and groups of friends, it's always drama. And women that have barely any friends, like they be like the real chill people. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But the reason this all happens is because I don't know if it's because people that have a lot to say, right? People don't want to hear that. Like people want to hear what they want to hear, and when you ask for opinions, like people don't want to hear that. Like people don't care about your opinions, right? And especially when you traveling or going on vacation, like these girls' trips are like falling apart. Like it ain't nobody business. Like they love the part of booking a trip, getting it out of the group chat, like they say. But the time they get to the trip, somebody or something don't get along with each other, and I don't understand it. I don't understand how people can talk every day, and not even know each other, right? For example, I had a friend that, I mean, literally, I talk to every day. But I'm not the type of person, because this person always was the victim friend, right? And they always had something that happened or something that went wrong or something just wasn't right, right? Every day. And I could never understand it, because my thing is, if your life ain't good one day, what are you doing, right? And even if it's not good, never good, right? You have to wake up every morning and say, you know what, I'm not gonna let it get to me, right? And that's how I am. I'm like, if somebody, have an attitude or don't want to talk to me or whatever, that's your problem. You can hold that grudge, whatever, whatever, and deal with it, right? I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna be mad because madness causes wrinkles and your girl don't want none. Okay. So I'm not gonna be tripping on what people have to say or what people are doing, right? I'ma just be me. But some people just have to have that control, have that, say whatever's on their mind, right? And I'm not that person. I'm like, whatever you want to do, do. Live life, do whatever you want. Nobody has control over nobody. We're adults, right? So I feel that people that have a lot of friends keeps a lot of drama because they don't know how to handle dealing with people. And then that's just like weird to me. Like, I don't keep a lot of friends because I don't like a lot of drama. I have zero tolerance for drama. Like, I used to be in a friend group, and I have two best friends that we never talk, right? Hardly ever. But when we pick up the phone and do talk, it's for hours, like we never stop talking, right? That's true friends. I'm not that friend that have to talk to you every single day and talk to you all day, because you're going to get that quietness on the phone, because I'm not going to just say stuff to fill up a, a quiet time on the phone. I'm not that girl, right? And some people, like, I used to be in a friend group, and like we'll all four of us will be on the phone together. Like, one will call the other, and the other one call the other, and the other one call the other, and all four of us will be on the phone, right? Or we'll be in a group text, but everybody will be on the phone, right? And if somebody says something that somebody didn't like, you'll get a text message, and you'll look, and there'll be one friend talking about the other friend, telling you that, oh, no, she didn't say this, or no, why she said that, or whatever, whatever, right? And so when you finally, like, getting all these text messages, you going back and forth, you can't even hear the conversation because you're so busy texting back with the other ones, and they talking about the person that's talking, and they got so much to say but not saying it to that person. And then when you hang up the phone with all four, because we've been on the phone for an hour or so, and they so busy texting about the person, by the time you get off the phone, they calling you to talk about that person again. So you're on the phone with them another hour talking about the person that was actually on the phone. Where my thing used to be, and they used to hate me for this, but sometimes I would call them out, and I'll be like, now why you text me that, knowing she ain't going to the club, or knowing she not getting her hair done, or she not doing this. I would call them out, because I felt if you was a friend, and just like you did it to that person, when it's my turn. Like, everybody, if you with that person that always have the drama, and always, I mean, it was always something. Like, all three of us will be on the phone, and then whoever unliked, why you unliked? I'm sorry, I'm just venting on my title, right? But it was just like, why do everybody have to have so much drama? And I mean, like, literally, it will be times that we were all together, right? And we'll all be in a car. And this one friend, she used to always love to go out, right? And she would love to go out to eat. And we would all go out to eat. And when we would all go out to eat, she would never have any money. But she always requested we go to get something to eat before we go out. And so every time she'll get in the car, she'll be like, "What are we going to eat?" And we'll be like, "We already ate at home," just to, like, and she'll be like, "Oh, no, no, that's the ritual. We got to go out and eat." And we'd be like, okay, where we going out and eat? And she'd be like, well, y'all know my funds ain't right or whatever. And, so we'll also text each other like, there she go. But nobody would say anything, right? So when we get to the restaurant or whatever, we'll be like, okay, let's just order something real small and see what she order. We'll all order something like an appetizer to share, and let's see how that goes or whatever. And we'll order the appetizer, and she'll order a meal, and then she'll be like, now y'all know my funds ain't right. But then she'll be, let me get this meal and I want to taste it. Let me get that meal. Y'all could just taste it. But then when it's time to go, she'll pack up the bag and ask us to bring her home to drop the food off before we would go where we were going. And it was like, okay, you got your food for today, tomorrow. And I would say it like, girl, why everybody saying you get your food for today or tomorrow, off an hour dime, come on now. And I would just laugh it off where they would be in a group chat. Oh, this I'm not paying. Y'all can pay. Da 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 da. And if you feel that way, don't when she get there, laugh it off, be all hee hee ha ha about it. When you have an issue with it, and that was my biggest issue, and that's my biggest issue with women and drama, and that's how I think traveling don't ever play out the way people expect because people can't really speak their mind. People would rather hold a grudge than speak their mind. You know what I mean? Next thing is next. I don't understand, and this is for the drama filled women that have to there's always have to be a problem or they didn't have fun. Y'all, why is it always have to be a problem and you don't have fun, especially when you're traveling? Like, okay, prime example. I booked a trip for this group. And on the group trip, they didn't want an itinerary. Like, they really wanted to just go by the seat of their pants, right? They wanted to be close to a beach, but they wanted to go by the seat of their pants. So I was like, okay, cool. So I just booked the place where they were going to stay and their flights or whatever. So once I did that, and they got there, they were not happy because nobody knew what they wanted to do. Well, if you don't know what you want to do, you want to be there, you want to have a good time, you need to communicate with each other where it became just a butt of heads because nobody knew what they wanted to do. And I suggest now that I do. Now, I used to be like that. When me and my husband travel, we just go by the seat of our pants. But everybody's not like us. And when you have a group, you can't be like that. Like, you have to have things planned, like excursions, like tours. Like, you have to have it together. And if you don't have it together, it won't work. You know what I mean? But that's where I think the most drama happens. But I'm not going to hold y'all. I actually been on here 15 minutes longer than I expected to be on here. But I did want to come on here. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to stay on here a little longer. Because I want to know, hi, how are you? I was just ranting and raving and did not look down at my chat like Hamas said. But yes, y'all, I just had to vent on that, and I'm gonna come back and vent on it some more later when I actually have a clip that I want to actually vent with y'all about, because that is crazy to me. And this one guy said it the best. He was like, make sure you know who you're traveling with, because some people just gonna complain just to complain. And that's the same thing with the drama with the women. Like, they just gonna complain to complain. They're not gonna have a reason to complain. They don't have a not an inkling of why they're complaining. They're just gonna complain. Prime example. Prime example, y'all. I booked a restaurant for one of my clients, and my client got to they group got to the restaurant because it was a group trip. Got to the restaurant, and when they got to the restaurant, y'all, everybody at the restaurant, everybody in the group loved the service, loved the food, loved the ambiance, right? Because they had live music, and it was it was a nice restaurant from what the pictures and everything said. I wasn't there, and like I tell my clients, I'm not there. Like, I can only go by reviews and things like that, and I like to pick high reviews. So when I booked the trip, it was a girls' trip. Everybody, except for one, loved everything. Well, this one girl, they said, first of all, the reservation was for 8 o'clock, right? So they told each other, let's be ready about 7:30 so we could get to the restaurant for 8 o'clock. And I didn't book the ride for them to the restaurant because they told me they didn't want a personal driver. They wasn't paying for a personal driver. They would find an Uber, or they would take a taxi from their hotel. So the only thing I had to book was the hotel. So I booked the hotel, and the girls went ahead and they went to the restaurant. Well, the restaurant was for 8. They didn't get to I'm sorry, the reservation was for 8. They didn't get to the restaurant till 8:30 because of the one girl that was complaining. Um, so they were late. So when they got to the restaurant and they told them they had an 8 o'clock reservation, the hostess told them that they seen their reservation, they missed their reservation, but if they give them 30 minutes, they can go ahead and fit them in. So the restaurant was, from what the reviews were, was a very good restaurant. So they went ahead and they said, okay, the group in a collective. The girl that was late, she was like, oh, this is unprofessional. They said 8 o'clock was our reservation. We here at 8:30. They should still have our table. Well, yes, they should have your table, but since you didn't come, they might have gave it to someone else. Who knows? I wasn't there. So they went ahead and they finally sat them down or whatever. And when they sat them down, the waiter came and took everybody's drink order. When he came to take everybody's drink order, she couldn't decide what she wanted to drink. So the waiter waited, they said about maybe 2 minutes, and then he said, well, I'm going to come back to you. And he went down the row and took everybody else's drink order. Well, when he took everybody else's drink order, he walked off. And I believe, because I think they said she was like the third person, and I think it was 8 of them at the time. When he walked off, she got highly upset and said how unprofessional he was. But it could have been a simple mistake of him forgetting who, to get her drink order. So she was very upset that he walked off and didn't take her drink order, because she finally realized what she wanted to drink after everybody else had made their order. So when he came back with bringing the drinks, the one of the girls at the table said, "Oh, you forgot to get her drink." And he apologized, and he went to take her drink, and she was like, "No, that is unprofessional. I want to speak to a manager." So everybody else was trying to calm her down because they were like, it was a simple mistake. Needless to say, he apologized over and over and brought her drink. So he walks off, and then when he comes back with her drink, he takes everybody's order. Well, when he takes everybody's order, he starts from the opposite side of the table instead of her side of the table. And when he got to her, she was like, "Oh, you did that on purpose, because first time you started here and took everybody's drink order, but now you want to start over there because I think you have an attitude problem." What? Like, where do you get this from? This is the hostess. He doesn't know. This is a waiter. He doesn't know you from a can of paint. So he went ahead, took everybody's order, and after he took everybody else's order, he walked away to put in the order. When he puts in the order, they start to bring the food out once the food was ready. The food took about 30-45 minutes. Yes, it was a long time, one of the girls said, but the food was excellent. And the guy kept coming back and bringing bread and stuff to the table, for them to, snack on or whatever. But he did tell them there was 2 other big groups that was there as well. And they had to fit them in because their reservation was for 8 and not for 9 o'clock, where the time that they were there now. So he went ahead and they fixed everybody. They brought everybody food out. Well, of course, something was at smack off because her reservation was wrong. Her food was wrong. Y'all, I'm going to come back and we're going to do this live again.